The views expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect those of this station.
Welcome to Insights into Northeast Michigan, a WBKB News public affairs program. Insights deals with the issues affecting those in the community, as well as Northeast Michigan and the state. And now, Insights into Northeast Michigan.
Welcome everybody to this week's edition of Insights. I'm your host, Lindsay Idaluca, and this week we're going to be talking about the Boys and Girls Club with the start of the new school year. I'm sitting here with Bradley Summers, the Executive Director. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And with the start of the new school year, Bradley, can you talk a little bit about the programs that the Boys and Girls Club are implementing?
Yeah, we have a wide range of programs that we offer during the school year. We offer tutoring, we offer volunteer programs that are run through our Youth Volunteer Corps program. Right now during the school year, it's actually based through the Alpena High School, which we put it in there as a strategic move for our organization because it's easier to get to the kids. It's easier to talk with the kids, to do the recruiting practices, to get kids to volunteer in the community. We also run a wide range of programs after school at our Lanny Kingsbury Center, which is our main Boys and Girls Club. We have programming core areas that are important to us that we facilitate to the kids. We try to give them arts opportunities to get involved with drawing and coloring and participating in those things.
Okay.
We also do things in the gym, which we have a lot of different games that we play with them, and just to get them kind of at least an hour a day where we try to get the kids playing, to work up a sweat, to do some kind of physical activities. And we also do a lot with homework help. We have some volunteers that come in. They help the kids after school, the younger students that come in that need help with their math, their English, their writing, those kind of things. We have volunteers that come in that help out with those programs. So to give those kids an extra benefit of actually being able to thrive in school. Teachers have a big workload, and we're trying to do our part to help out with kids and making it to that next grade and seeing them succeed and move on. So.
Absolutely. And, I know that the kids have school every single day, but why is it so important for them to have activities afterwards?
Well, from the time that the kids get out of school until about 6 o'clock is the time when the kids get in the most trouble. We want to facilitate that with offering kids a positive, safe place to be after school. A lot of parents work until 5 or 6 o'clock each night, so it gives them the opportunity to have their kids dropped off by school bus or by Dollaride or by some other transportation means to be at a place where the kids aren't out causing trouble in the community or doing things that might get them into trouble through the court systems, through those kind of things. So what we want to do is we're just giving them an opportunity to have a safe, fun place to be where they're going to learn and be around people that really care about them.
And that's fantastic. And I see you guys have 5 different core things that you work on, and I know that character and development is one of them, and a lot of the times it's from volunteers in the community. So can you talk a little bit about why that's beneficial for the children?
Well, volunteering is definitely a leadership quality. Any kid that volunteers or steps up to want to volunteer has already taken that first step to being a leader in our community. We work with hundreds of volunteers in Alpena. Our Youth Volunteer Corps, now run by Carissa Kern, she does a great job right now with recruiting the kids, providing a diverse and wide range of different volunteer opportunities for kids. We have we work with a lot of different agencies, about 26 agencies here in the Alpena area.
Oh, wow.
And we just try to maximize and have them better utilize the limited funding that they may have. Through NEMSCA, the Northeast Michigan Community Service Agency, we do food packing. We work with Humane Society, with Turning Brook. So the kids are getting a lot of different opportunities to give back. And it's so important because these kids just need guidance. Some kids need guidance, not all kids, but some kids need guidance, and just to give them and instill in them the leadership qualities to become pillars in their society wherever they may go. They may start here in Alpena but go away to college in Ann Arbor or maybe Washington State or something like that. And if they learn one thing about giving back to their community wherever it may be, we feel like we've succeeded.
Absolutely, that's wonderful. And can you talk a little bit about what you see? There's a lot of intergenerational, there's a lot of older people that work with the younger kids at the Boys and Girls Club. Can you talk a little bit about, do you see mostly teens that come and help out, mostly adults?
We're actually seeing an influx of some college-age kids coming into the club. We do have a lot of teens that are current members, or some kids, there are some teens from the community that come in and do homework help or provide some mentoring activities for the kids. But you know, we've been seeing a lot of kids from the community college here that are coming in that just want to help out. They just, you know, if it's with the food program, or if it's with a gym activity, or if it's with tutoring the kids after school, you know, they just want to play a part in seeing the kids in this community succeed. And that's, you know, it's very heartwarming for me to, you know, to be a part of this and to be leading an organization that wants to make such a progressive move in Alpena.
Yes, definitely. And why do you think that it's so important for these kids to have a role model? Do you believe that somebody of college age has a different type of impact on a child versus, you know, somebody that's in their 40s or 50s?
Well, sometimes the kids can relate to people that are a little bit closer to their age.
Okay.
You know, if we have a teen that's or we have a college-age kid that's volunteering with a teen, for them it's sometimes a little bit, you know, it's easier for them to relate. But really, no matter what, even if it's an older 40s, 50s, 60s, I mean, anybody that wants to step up to help out a kid is going to make a huge impact in that kid's life, no matter how you look at it. It's very, I mean, it's one of those really great opportunities where, you know, a kid knows that there's a caring individual and a caring person from the community that wants to spend time with them or help them out, see them succeed, or, you know, do those positive things. And it's just, it's very beneficial all the way around for no matter really what age it is.
Absolutely, and there's a lot of different things that they can do. I see that you guys definitely have a blend of education and arts and fitness and all of these types of things. And why do you feel that it's so important to have such a good balance of all of those?
Well, it makes the youth more well-rounded. You know, they learn to gain resources and knowledge from so many different paths that they're in. So that, you know, they can learn things about physical activity, they can learn things about giving back to the community through volunteerism, or, you know, they can learn how to give speeches, you know, how to do a lot of things that are just going to make them more successful, caring, and responsible individuals.
Absolutely, and children are the future, really, so we really rely on them a lot. And do you have a favorite story of a volunteering time or of a child that you've really seen grow and develop from the program?
Well, before I took over as the executive director, I actually ran the Youth Volunteer Corps program here in Alpena. And one of the best stories I have is that really shy kid who, and her name is Natalie. She came and she was very, very shy when she first came into the program. She didn't know, she knew she wanted to give back to the community, but she didn't know how. She didn't know that there were resources out there available. She wanted to give back. So she approached, and by the time she actually ended the program, she was our Youth of the Year through the Boys and Girls Club. She was able to give presentations in the community to board members, to service organizations. She wasn't shy anymore. She learned a lot.
That's fantastic.
She just learned a lot that volunteering can give you those assets.
Awesome, and that's what it's all about. So thank you very much. And coming up next, we'll speak with Casey Beatty a little bit about the Lunch Buddies program. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. And now Casey Beatty joins us. We're going to talk a little bit about the Lunch Buddy program. Welcome, Casey. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
And can you talk to us a little bit about what the Lunch Buddy program is at the Boys and Girls Club?
Well, we work with all the different school districts within Alpena. We're trying to pair a student from an elementary school, or perhaps even Thunder Bay Junior High, with a person, an adult from the community that gives them one-on-one attention.
Okay, and what are they going to be doing?
They can do a myriad of activities. They'll have lunch, or if there's extra time, they can go outside to recess. They can read with them during lunch hour. Just hang out, just getting to know each other and being buddies.
Okay, and why is this something that's so important and beneficial to both the child and the volunteer?
That's a great question. There are so many kids in this community, not necessarily with the Boys and Girls Club, that don't have positive role models. They don't have that kind of recognition, and to have that person give them that kind of recognition is the world's biggest joy. It's like they've opened a present, it's tremendous.
Fantastic. And why do you think it's so important for the children to do, constructive things in the middle of a school day with the volunteers?
Well, a lot of times they don't get that recognition even from their teachers because there's too many other kids. And if you get that one-on-one attention, It's absolutely phenomenal. You see a huge difference in their demeanors. I mean, you might hear a child laugh or smile that would normally never do that.
That's wonderful. And how long does the program last?
It lasts during the valid school year.
So it's for the full school year?
Yep.
Okay. And how could somebody get involved if they wanted to be a volunteer? And what would that entail, volunteering?
Volunteering means making a general commitment of once a week. Lunch hours generally run 30 to 40 minutes at the public schools. Even Bingham can be involved in it. We have been involved with them in the past. We're trying to get the parochial schools back on board. They can call the Boys and Girls Club. We're located at 601 River Street, Alpena. Give us a call at 356-0214. And ask for anybody on the staff for information on that. And also, a lot of the contacts come through the school success workers too.
Okay, and how are the students chosen to get a volunteer in the school?
It's basically the kids that are chosen are requested. Their parents might call and request it through the school success worker. The school success worker might recognize that a child needs to be singled out, that needs that little extra push to get involved in school life, or they need that extra, attention that they don't get outside the school.
Okay, and you were talking a little bit about different activities that they can do for 40 minutes. Is there anything specifically that that kids really like to do besides just eating lunch?
Kids definitely like to take the mentors outside and show them the school. They like to have that person, spend a few minutes outside on the recess with them, maybe even tossing a football, You wouldn't believe what you have seen coordinators and mentoring people do.
All right, and on the flip side, what do you think that this does for the volunteers? Getting to know a new young person.
Having a volunteer in a school is an eye-opening experience because I always said it's helping ourselves through mentoring. You see these kids, and you're growing too as an adult, and it just makes a huge world of difference to the adult.
Absolutely. And what do you think? What do you think after a program like this? How do you think it changes an adult or a teenager, whomever the volunteer is? How do you think that it changes their perspective?
I think they realize that this is an absolutely necessarily needed program in the community, and that we need to really try to step up the ante, get more community members involved, more fundraising, and definitely bring about more awareness, because we need more volunteers. And we really, really need to do whatever we can to help our community children, because there are a lot of children that do not have those supports, that structural system in place. So.
Okay, and for our viewers that may not know, is this a program that's specifically for elementary school, or?
You can. We do target a lot of the 1st through 6th graders and stuff, but you can go as far up as 7th and 8th grade. I mean, I haven't heard of it being in the high school, but it doesn't really matter as long as there's a need for it. We'll do what we can.
Okay, and obviously when children are so young, they are very impressionable. So what do you think that this program, what do you think that it does for, the younger kids versus having a role model at such a young age, such an impressionable age?
I think having somebody at such an impressionable age creates a friend for a lifetime. It changes their self-esteem. It gives them something to look forward to when they probably would not normally have something like that. And and I would often like to see that change transcend from the Lunch Buddy program into a community-based mentorship, where some of the members of our Boys and Girls Club have community mentors that do that one-on-one time with them. So I'd like to see it grow.
Okay, and have you seen any specific examples of that? Have you seen anybody from the program kind of see their relationship develop and still stay friends?
I am relatively new, so I haven't, but I hope to see that flourish very quickly.
And why do you think that it's so important to, maintain the relationship, not just have a friend for, the 9 months that you're in school or so?
Because kids need to be involved. They need to feel wanted. They need to have people know that they matter and that they have feelings, and they just want to be loved, supported. They need that positive role model.
Absolutely. And for somebody for somebody that's watching and they may not know? Say, you know, somebody might say, well, what am I going to talk to a fourth grader about over lunch? What would you say to them?
Well, if you want to talk about fourth graders, you can talk about the TV shows that they might like the most.
Okay.
You can talk about some of the activities that they do in school, like what subject that they like the most or they do not like at all. And maybe the mentor or the lunch buddy can help them with some of the schoolwork that they need help with during lunch.
Okay.
You know, everything is a possibility. Whether it's the latest Pokemon character, the latest Xbox game, you know.
All right.
The world is a stage.
And are there any requirements for volunteers, age or anything?
Well, we require that they, obviously they undergo a background check. They do meet with us. We do a volunteer interview. And of course, when we're trying to match a person up, we try to match them up with a child that has similar interests to them, you know, so that they're compatible.
Okay, similar interests, that would obviously make conversation a lot easier. You mean similar interests in what type of way?
Whether they're, maybe a lot of parents might request somebody that's a gender-based, like whether they want a strong female role model or a strong male role model, somebody based on interests, whether there's like a studious person, if they like sports, outdoors, that kind of stuff. It could be anything.
Okay, that sounds like a fantastic match then. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And coming up next, we'll meet with Jen Digna to speak more on the Boys and Girls Tutoring Program. Thanks for joining us, everybody. And now I'm going to sit with Jen Digna, who's the program coordinator for the Boys and Girls Club.
Hi,
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having
me.
me.
And we're going to talk a little bit about the Power Hour tutoring program, right? And that is your domain, so to speak, correct?
Yes.
All right, so can you talk to us a little bit about that?
What it is it's just homework help after school. You know, the kids need a little bit of time to get around and play and stuff, but then they also need help with their homework. You know, we have kids from ages from 6 to 18, so a lot of times, like our teenage youth will help the younger members with their homework after school. And then we also have some new college volunteers coming in to help with tutoring.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic. And
Yeah.
how do you guys balance between playtime and work time?
Well, you know, right when they get out of school, they kind of need a little downtime.
Okay.
So we definitely give that to them, you know, and sometimes like we'll play minute to win it games just to get them active and, you know, kind of get their minds off of school. But then we go back and, you know, have them do their homework, and if they don't have homework, then we try and engage them in like an educational activity. It might just be doing like around the world with flashcards or a game of Scrabble or something like that.
Okay, and do you find that the interactive like games work more when you're trying to get the kids to do educational things?
Oh, definitely. And you know, sometimes we can even bring it into the gym and do like something where they have to run the bases. And yeah, definitely the more high energy you give them, the better they do.
And what things have you done that you think works the best with the kids?
Just giving incentives, you know, like if you get your homework done, then, you know, you get this much gym time. Or if you get your homework done, then, you know, you can have a little extra maybe time in the technology center.
Okay, and how has the tutoring program been, like, success-wise? Have you seen kids' grades improve? Do you see them becoming more comfortable, you know, with things like math and science, or?
Definitely, and we actually have like different program areas that, like, you know, we try and hit with just math and just science.
Okay.
Like different days we try and do like math or science or reading activities or writing too.
Okay, and for maybe parents that are watching at home that try to get their kids a little bit more interactive and trying to help them, what would you tell them to maybe, you know, give their kids a little boost when it comes to after school homework and stuff?
Just make it fun, you know, make it into a game. That's what we do most, is we make things into a game. Even like their homework, sometimes I'll make it into a game. You know, you just have to make things fun for them because that's what they're looking for. I mean, they're kids.
Absolutely. And do you think that it really adds something when they can work with other kids too, versus just, you know, coming home from school, sitting at the kitchen table, you know, doing a math worksheet or something like that? Do you think that working with a big group helps them?
I think it definitely like empowers them. You know, they feel like then they're in a team setting and, you know, they don't have to do it all by themselves. And, you know, they can kind of bounce feedback off each other and, you know, laugh while they're doing their homework and, you know, not just have to sit there and, but yeah.
Okay, and that's great that you bring up bouncing ideas off of each other. Do you think that they actually learn more when they work with other students and other kids?
Yeah, especially like our older members, like our junior high and even some high school aged kids, you know.
Okay.
I think they really are good role models for our younger members, you know, because when they when the younger members come, the junior high age kids are just finishing up their homework and stuff, and they're like, okay, hey, you know, they're doing their homework, I might as well do mine, and then they have a buddy to help them do it too.
Fantastic. And you bring up the different ages. You guys have some different programs within the big gap of tutoring, I should say. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we run a Smart Moves program, and it actually has like different components for different age groups.
Okay.
Smart Moves is skills, mastery, and resistance training, and it's a mouthful. Yeah. And what we're going to be doing next month, because October is bullying month, is we're going to be really hitting, you know, bullying prevention. And we're going to make, the kids are going to make a pledge ball, and they're going to put up their own input on how they can help prevent bullying, stop bullying, what they can do to, you know, help someone who's being bullied, things like that.
Okay.
And then like for the younger kids, you know, we really instruct them on how to say no, stranger danger, you know, what to do in case there's a fire, things like that.
Okay, so the fundamental education, you know, common sense things that you need to learn are always important too. And what about for kids that are a little bit older? What do you have for them? I know that you guys have a technology program. You do some...
Yeah, we have like skill tech.
Skill tech?
For our older kids, for Smart Moves, we do like abstinence, you know, abstinence against drugs, alcohol, things like that, tobacco. But yeah, we have a technology center, and for them we have like a skill tech, it's called, and they can learn, you know, how to make a resume, how to, you know, do different things on Excel and Word.
Okay, that's great. And those are all real skills that they're going to need when they go to, you know, high school and college and stuff like that. So that's great. And why do you think that, do you think that it's beneficial for them? Because you have these programs and then you have things, you know, that hit the hardcore education stuff. So talk a little bit about that balance and what that does for the kids.
I think it really just enables them to be all they can be and, you know, not only do good in school, but do good things when they're outside of school, like volunteering and, you know, just helping others and helping others in the club.
I love that you brought that up because, you know, a lot of times people don't think of the outside aspect when they think of education, but it is a lot of what's outside the classroom and, you know, and stuff like that. So do you have any examples of the program really working with a student and you've seen them really step up in the community or something like that?
Actually, yeah. We have one young man that really just stands out, and he's always willing to help. And, you know, I mean, we've seen him since he was 6 years old, you know, and I mean, he's now 13, and, you know, he helps all the other members. He helps with different programs. He helps, you know, do things in the gym. I mean, he's just a huge asset to us.
That's fantastic. And does he actually tutor younger kids? How does that work? Do you guys have like kids tutoring kids, for lack of a better term?
Yeah, you know, because you know, we can't always give, the staff can't always give them, you know, like 5 kids the one-on-one that they need.
Well, yeah.
So, you know, we have kids tutoring kids. Not necessarily tutoring, but maybe just helping or playing an educational game with them.
Okay, but you know what though? I feel like that would kind of be an edge because who would know better than, you know, somebody that's in 5th grade might remember, you know, 3rd grade better than, say, we would. So do you see that they create like great friendships that way too?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. And, you know, what is your favorite part of watching them kind of go through the tutoring program and working so closely with the kids?
Just the impact that it has on, you know, each other's lives. You know, the younger member essentially impacts the older member too, you know, because they might not have a younger sibling at home, and so, you know, it's kind of like a little brother or sister for them too.
Fantastic.
And it just, you know, they get to reach their full potential.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Jen. I appreciate that. And that'll do it for this week of Insights, but be sure to catch us next week at 11 o'clock. Thanks for joining us.
Insights into Northeast Michigan is produced by WBKB News. If you have any comments, suggestions, or topics you would like to see on a future show, please email WBKB News. This has been a production of Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation. All rights reserved.